Hey guys, nobody here yet? It is all good. Hopefully, we'll have some company in a little bit. Been raining here in central Alabama, and we have been inundated, that's a good word, with rainwater coming down off the ridges and the hills. It's been some dang pretty good rain. It has been. I see two people are on here. Hope y'all doing all right. Three now. We got three. You'll excuse me while I sharpen my garden knife while we're doing this. Four people. Hey, Doc, what you up to? How was your vacation, your trip to Florida, or Florida, as most people say? Yes, sir. Actually, it's kind of a kick in the butt funny. We're going down next week. Me and the Hooch, just us. We're going to go down for maybe 3 days, Stuart, Florida. We're going to go down to, oh God, where are we going? Damn it, man, I can't remember. Pensacola. There it is. We're going to go down to Pensacola. My favorite restaurant in the world is Flounders restaurant down there. And I'm going to eat down there 3 times a day. I am. You can see what I'm working on. This is it's a Japanese gardening knife. You'll notice that it has a curved blade. Kukuri. I want to say it's a Kukuri. And you use this for digging and planting plants. And this has been used traditionally for thousands of years in Japan. And it's a fantastic design. I really, really like it. And it just works really well as far as like for digging. Ah, man, I know it. I know it. That's what I want to do. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to have red snapper for freaking breakfast. Yes, sir. I sure am, because it's going to be wonderful. And we're going to drive down and just eat our way back to Alabama. That is our plan. I've been on a diet. I've been on one of those keto diets, losing weight and everything, but I will sacrifice my diet for shrimp and grits and flounder and seafood nachos, to where they just like pile fish on top of those nachos. Oh my God, it's so freaking good. But it's a serrated side and it's a straight edge side. So that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. Fish just for the halibut. There you go. But I am actually, I'm not going to break my diet too much. I will eat in moderation, and it will be fun. Oh, that's the clock behind me. 3 o'clock. One day I'll do a video on that, because it's a really cool old clock, about 100 years old. But I use this for cutting roots and plants that we move around, and we just got one in today, and I noticed it was kind of dull. So it might be time to just take the diamond edge, go across it a little bit. Hey man, I understand completely. Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome to come by. call just before you come, just for the fact because sometimes I go out of town, and not like crazy out of town. Sometimes I go to out of town. Like I drove up to Chattanooga day before yesterday. Was up there for 6 hours. They had some kind of oh Lordy Jesus emergency down in Rome, Georgia. So I drove down there, and I was back home in a day. So it was like 400 miles round trip in a day and a half, which, you know, it's okay. It's my job, you know, to babysit some plants and stuff like that. Hey, Chris P, how are you doing, sir? Hope everything is going well with you. And you hear that? This is what I'm doing. I'm doing the. I'm trying to get a little bit more edge on this serrated with my diamond sharpener. And but yeah, so I mean, you're welcome to come by. Just give me a call, because I may. You never know. Man, from Kansas to Maine, I bet it is a culture shock for you, buddy. I am glad and I'm proud for you. That's really good. I hope that y'all will get out of the move what you think you needed. And I try to keep, I know we talk offline or message back and forth. And so I try to keep some of my stuff kind of vague, because I don't want to just go into detail unless you tell me I can do it. Hey, Danny, how are you doing, Mr. Berryhill? How is everything going on with you? Speaking of somebody that did some moving, can't say where, but how is everything going on with you? X Arms. Hey, buddy. No, hang on. X Arnus. Hey, man, how are you doing? I think you are kind of new. Welcome to the channel. Might as well take these damn things off because they're not my bifocals. I can't see shit. I'm one of the few people that is so vain that I wear actually bifocal contacts. Honest to goodness. There we go. That's doing good. I hope y'all are getting settled in. I hope you're having a good time with the grandkids, Danny. I hated you had to move away before we even got to really do a lot of visiting or anything like that. But I hope y'all are doing good. Of course, I can't see far off now. Let me put these damn things back on. Yes, sir. So are strippers. Wait. No. I think strippers are next to godliness or something like that. It says that somewhere. It says somewhere like strippers are next to godliness. I think. I could be wrong. I understand. I understand completely, Danny. I mean, you had a pretty good setup. You know, we can speak vaguely, but you had a pretty good setup, and I thought that's pretty cool. But I imagine you should be able to duplicate everything pretty dang quickly. Abdulrahman Khalid, how are you doing, sir? Hope everything is going okay with you. Danny, lots of small lakes, ponds, streams. Yes, sir, it is up there. And like I said, I got a buddy up there. They have a grass-fed, what was it? Black Angus. They had a Black Angus cattle farm up there. And they raise some dang good meats, guys, I have to say. In Florida, you saw a lot of signs for strip clubs and adult stores. Well, yeah. I mean, that goes without saying because, you know, we're Southern Baptist. Now, the funny thing is, back during Katrina, I used to do a lot with the Red Cross. And so I volunteered. And it's kind of a really sad, horrible, terrible story, but I'll just tell you the funny parts of it. I volunteered to go down to New Orleans and to the Mississippi coast right after Katrina. And yeah, like right after Katrina. So like the, you know, when all the stuff that they talked about. Yeah, right during all that stuff. And I was down there with Mississippi National Guard over in Mississippi, and I was embedded with a platoon. I think a platoon. It was a big group of guys that came back for everybody, but I was assigned to like a squad, or a squad was assigned to me because I inspected equipment or inspected properties and made decisions and handed out checks. So I had one of those hardened computers and did that. I don't talk about this much. Maybe I need to. Maybe that'll help with some of the stuff. And really good guys, real frosty young men just coming back from Afghanistan first time. It was a combat unit, and they were home, and they were taking care of home. The funny thing was, it was all the Southern Baptist Association, SBA, who ended up feeding all of us just because everything was so jacked up. There wasn't a FEMA. I don't have much of a care for FEMA, but Southern Baptists were there feeding us. And I tell this story to tell this. The funny thing about the Southern Baptists is they will tell you you're going to hell, but they will feed you a damn chicken sandwich. And I had quite a few. Thank you, Southern Baptist Association. Now let me catch back up. I like it, Danny. That's good stuff. That is really good stuff. I hope that y'all get settled in, and I hope your wife enjoys the move, and y'all get settled in and can play with the grandkids. I hope that's good. I'm reading and catching up on stuff. It was a very sobering experience, Doc. I was down there for a week, and then it was like turned into 14 days, and it was really quite surreal because at one point we went from that stadium down in New Orleans, and then we ended up at the stadium in the State Fair Arena in Jackson, Mississippi. And that was something else too. Not many people know about that one. I guess it was more policed. Doc, you're absolutely right. You get saved every week. Nothing wrong with it. I poke fun gently at it. If that's your thing, by God, you do your thing. I'm a little outside it, but I got no beef. And if that is what you do, I absolutely salute you and support you in your opinion. Danny says he's just got started trying to put together a group. Good, man. I hope that works out good for you. And speaking of churches, you might be able to pick up a lot of good people who are of the same mind in local church groups and churches up that way. That's, that's something. I'm not either, Doc. I'm not either. Gosh, what is it? I guess I'm a Methodist. Okay, well, here's the thing. Starting out, I was a Nazarene. Most people don't even know what that is. But I later moved into being a Methodist because I enjoyed a beer every now and then. If you were a Nazarene and you drank beer, you were going to hell. So that was just against my grain there. This is some hard steel because it is not moving much. I mean, I'm getting a little bit of material off this. Absolutely, Danny. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And you'll get a lot of interest and a lot of activity from a lot of people up in that area. Yes, Doc, it is close to Pentecostal. Now, the funny thing is, the Hooch, she says she came from what was it? Church of Christ, Church of God. And I always say those are the damn snake holders. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, I know. I just did that. And I always give her grief about that. And the people that walk on the church pews, it's funny watching that stuff. Somebody does that, I'm going to pull out a gun and shoot them. It's just me. It's just me. My opinion. Some people do that and enjoy it. Is it Church of God then? It's not. Okay, so Danny says it's not Church of Christ. Is that Church of God, or is that just some kind of like offshoot? Okay, I stand corrected. I was wrong. But I always give her grief about that. And I just find it funny. But who knows? Oh, you want to hear something really funny about while we're on the church subject and all that stuff? Yes, sir, that is right. That is right. I remember having gone to a few of those, and they do a cappella hymns with no music. That I do recall that. My father is actually a Baptist minister, a lay minister, and he and my mother divorced years and years and years ago, and my stepfather is another Baptist lay minister. They took me up when I was a child. I told everyone, or dedicated me to become a preacher. How about that? I don't tell that story very often either. And I always thought that was funny. That's probably where I get half of my grief from. There we go. I got a good bite on this. And away she goes. So that's about it. But what has been going on with you guys since I've been yakking on for about 15 minutes? What's been happening with y'all? Oh, that was a good bite right there, too. There we go. What's been happening with y'all? You were a youth minister when you lived in Massachusetts. Nothing wrong with that. That's actually really cool. That's good stuff, man. Me and the Hooch, we actually have been talking about going back. She wants to go and join some local organization. And I agree with her, but solely for the purpose of establishing relationships in the community to help our area. Might be kind of selfish, but that was what I was thinking. I understand. I've got to do something. I think my rotors may have warped or something like that on the front end of the Saturn. I've got to take them off tomorrow, and I'm going to take them and have them turned. It's either that or maybe I lost a weight on the front end, because when you... Hey, BC, what are you up to? I was just watching your video, part 2 of the garage refurbishment. I guess we could say that. Those of you who do not know, BC has a fantastic channel, and he does knife making. What is it? He's pretty much like Superman. Bullets bounce off of him, made of steel, something like that. Anyway, that's what I heard. Really, Danny? Okay. I'll click that to hide, just because that's something you and I were talking about off of public. Interesting. Yeah, just see what you can dig up. BC, I understand completely. I'm getting ready to try to get this little spot finished up. I got to put some paint on these walls because I'm so damn blind now. I can't see to do this fine stuff. Oh, and BC, this is what I'm doing. I'm sharpening a serrated edge. My what is this? It's a Hori Hori. SMA. When did your car shake? Braking. It shakes during braking. Like right at around 40 miles an hour to 30 miles an hour. And I've got new brakes all the way around, had new tires put on it in February. The front end was aligned after the Hooch hit the deer in February. So the front end is aligned, new tires, new brakes. Huh. It may be. I'll find out tomorrow. And the rotors are new. I got new rotors on the back, and I do a lot of driving for the new job. I mean, some weeks I do 800 miles, you know, and we'll see. It's actually not pulling to any side either. It's just like having a damn seizure at 40 miles an hour when I brake. You know, I'll mess with it tomorrow. I drove it earlier today, and the brakes are still freaking terrible hot. Yes, sir. It's on the Fusion. Oh, and BC, there you go. I want to figured I would show that, because this is, since I live out here damn near. Okay. Ryan Ortiz. It's a live chat. How are you doing? Welcome aboard. A blind man made this. This is actually, no, I'm joking. This is the knife that I bought from BC. He made this specifically for me. Damascus steel. I can't remember the name of the dang wood, BC. I'm sorry, but I love it. CVT in the wife's car. It is actually very, very, very nice, and it functions very well. I guess it's kind of a trapper's knife. Oddly enough, I use this to cut my steaks. Don't laugh. This is what I use this for. It's a skinning trapper's knife modeled after it, and I use this to cut my steaks when we eat steak. And it's got the sheath too. BC will make you a hey. That's not nice. That's not nice, Doc. I've actually gotten better because I let my wife do the cooking now. The wife handles the grills. Damascus steaks, absolutely, BC. But this thing works really good. Now, what was I using it for? I was using it to cut up raw chicken, or the hooch was. I said, use this. And she said, I don't like it that much for cutting up raw chicken. I said, okay. So she did not like it for that purpose. I use this thing for ribeyes, fillets, and T-bones, and porter rinds. And like I said, nobody uses this but me on my steaks. I offered it to her, like I said, for that raw chicken. She did not like it. Let me catch up on this stuff. Inspire packages at Walmart for $1. That's pretty dang good. That's pretty dang good, Danny. And it works good even in wet weather. Can't beat it. Oh, I will show you this. Speaking of working good in wet weather, already tested BC and showed him this. This was actually a Christmas present that the hooch gave me. She said, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I said, I'm glad you asked. I said, I want this. And this thing is fan-damn-tastic. I saw one of these. It's not the same one that BC had, but it is quite similar. It might be the same thing. But you attach the 20-pound propane tank behind it, and it rolls around, 18,000 BTU, and it will burn for up to 3 days. I mean, you can't freaking beat that. And it was right at $100, a little bit under $100. And you know how we, as preppers, we like to do function stacking. So this, I needed something in here in the tiny house in my office. And you too, BC, you be careful, buddy. And this will also just pick up and go inside the house for our next power outage. We have storms here in the winter. Danny, everything ices up, tree limbs fall on the power lines, and you are down for a week without power. Well, that works in the house, and we have kerosene heaters as well, and generators and inverters and all that stuff. And the hooch was she was so impressed. Yeah, Danny, I think they will. And she said, maybe we should buy another one of those, because she came in a day or two ago when it was really cool out here, and I had that thing going. She said, we need to buy another one of those. So we may end up buying two. Doc, it was off of Amazon, and it was like right at $100. And hang on, I don't know if I can pick this thing up to show y'all. Nah, it's too heavy. I'll drop the tank out the back. But let's do it this way. There it is right there. You see the propane tank is attached to the back of it, and it just screws in a regular connection. And then if you're getting propane from a kind of a shady place, or a place that you're questioning, you just go ahead and get one of these filters, a propane filter, $9, just in case, because if you get some crappy propane with sediment, it will clog up your orifice tube. And this thing is freaking sweet. One brick will warm this place up. Of course, you know, we're insulated pretty good, except for the roof, and we're going to get that done. But it will do fantastic in here. I got it off Amazon, Danny. I just did a video review of it. I'll post a link if you'll watch tonight's video. I will include a link, and I'm not making anything off of it. I'm not an Amazon affiliate anymore. But take a look at it. You can't freaking beat it. Like I told you, we're going to buy 2 of them. Well, this one and one more. Just because it works so dang good. You know, propane, it is a zero emission heater. Having said that, there are not supposed to be any CO2 emissions because it burns efficiently and completely. Having said that, I don't trust the government to tell me that, so I would always say crack a window or something. You don't want to wake up dead. Crack a window or 2. I've got these 2 vents in the top, and I'll crack a window here just a little bit, just to get you some fresh air circulating. It also has a tip alarm or alert. If it tips over, it shuts off, so nothing catches on fire. So it's good to have that. I've got that big old kerosene heater that's about 3.5 feet tall and 2 feet around, that big old tank, and it will heat the whole house up. But for like 1 or 2 rooms, this thing is fantastic. And we alternate, you know, during power outages. And like I said, we've got a couple of the generators, and we have to do this to take care of her mom too. So it's, you know, you always want to have redundant systems in place. And that's just what we do. Trying to think what else is going on. We're at 32 minutes, and I don't want to keep y'all too dang long because I know y'all got some stuff going on, and some people might actually want to watch some football at some point. I don't watch much football anymore. I got so much to do. I feel guilty when I turn the TV on. I hate to say this, but the Hooch likes to watch, what is it, General Hospital. She likes to watch General Hospital. And so when I've been out on the road, I come home, she says, I want to watch my shows. And so she waits to watch all of those damn shows, General Hospital, with me. And so I know more about General Hospital than most men need to know. Don't ask me about it. No, she doesn't like the soap. She just likes General Hospital. She likes one. And I have to watch it with her. And so I sit there. And I'm usually on my Kindle reading a book or something, because she's absolutely crazy. She is. Yeah. I have not, Danny. Solar battery banks. I have not used them myself. I have heard good things about them, and I know people have them and use them. I know they are an expensive startup. Like for a good inverter startup, solar charging startup, they can be $800-900. But completely reusable, you know. Oh yeah, Doc, I understand. I understand completely. I think they are a good thing that will probably be one of our next investments, is to start doing some solar applications, because I do not have a lot. I got some like small stuff, but I don't have a lot of larger stuff that will charge a laptop or a fan or something like that with enough battery and reserve to really run appliances. I understand, Doc. Okay, let me read that. 1,800 watts, 6 panel. You know, that's a dang good price. That's a dang good price. I guess that, okay, including inverter. Okay. If you got a little bit of wiring, all you need to do is like set up a bracket, or, you know, set up your brackets for your panels. That's a dang good price, Danny. 3,200 for 1,800 watts. That's a dang good price. The nice thing is that solar applications and panels are coming down in price. I hate those damn flip the house things. Drives me crazy. I used to do that years ago. I used to, back when I used to do commercial and residential real estate up until 2008, till everything happened. I lost everything. And I overextended myself and I lost everything. I lost the big house. I lost the boat. I lost the sports car. I lost the trophy wife. I lost the girlfriend. I lost the apartment. I lost everything. Yes, I said wife and girlfriend. Are those like diesel batteries, Danny? That's interesting. That's a dang good price for those batteries, 75 to 100 bucks each. If they have a little bit, yes. Yes, absolutely. It was horrible. But you want to know the funny part? Okay, here's the funny part, since we're going down my horrible past. The girlfriend was a hoot. Don't nobody say nothing to nobody about that. I stayed with her. Yes, I know. I know. I'm probably a terrible person on many levels. Oh, wow. From the UPS? That's dang good, Danny. Doc, I understand completely. Danny, yeah, if you can get those the good batteries, if you can go through and cherry pick. Yeah, I'm gonna write that down. REGONY solar. Because, okay, let me write that down too. 1,800 watt solar kit. I had talked about, you might remember, might not, about using this tiny house office as a model for a solar kit. That's really good because, yeah, you can't freaking beat that. So ultimately, my plan was to put some sort of solar application in this tiny house, just enough to run like a fluorescence. Of course, it wouldn't run a window unit. I have to keep this thing regulated because of all the food we have stored in here. But that's a dang good idea. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate that. I will look into that and I will research them and see if I can get something. Now, okay, I'm curious. Is that for the kit and you put the kit in, or was that for them to come out and do it? If you're still here. With a router inverter, cabin will run, a refrigerator, small chest type freezer, and exhaust fan, a ton of LED lights. Okay, you did the install yourself. Good to know. Man, that's a damn good price. And that is kind of what I want to do. I want to run lights and a freezer and a few external lights, and all being LED. And it's a small chest freezer, and by small I mean, gosh, I'm gonna say it's a small chest freezer. It's like 36 inches across. Absolutely, yeah. Send them to me. Very interesting. That's going to be the next project, because ultimately I want to do. I know it's going to be outrageously expensive, and it probably won't be here because we are still chewing on the idea of doing a move. But I want to have some sort of solar application wherever we end up. I don't know. That's just my thunk. And I could be completely wrong. I love being down here with creeks and everything, and I've always thought about some sort of hydro application, because that's kind of what I do. And I can get motors and turbines and all that stuff scrapped. That, guys, I would love to, but the hooch wants to move closer to the grandkids, so we're looking at maybe Centerville, Alabama. I'd love to, Doc and Danny. Yes, we are actually thinking about it, and we were going to build on this site, but she doesn't like it here that much. She wants to be more closer to Target, and so she can get her coffee from Starbucks. Yeah, that kind of thing. Which, hey, she lives with me and puts up with all the stuff I do, and I can't begrudge her little wants, because, like I said, no, that's the thing. Now that we're not getting rid of the chickens. That's Centerville. What we were talking about doing was we're looking at buying 5 acres, more or less. Not quite what we had here, but some kind of. She wants a solid structure, not a mobile home, just because she's so paranoid about tornadoes. Really? Okay, I will mention that. So, I mean, it's kind of up to her. I like being out where I can shoot my guns and ride my 4-wheeler, because we are adjacent to 600 acres of old mining property. And so I can ride, I can shoot. Damn, Danny. That's crazy. That's kind of what she's wanting. She wants a brick house with a basement and a safe room or storm shelter, adjacent or incorporated. I don't know. And like I said, she puts up with all my stuff, so I got no beef. And honestly, I don't shoot my guns as much as I used to. Are you shitting me? We've talked about that. We've talked about that to her son and his girlfriend wife about doing that, packing up and moving as a group, and then them finding stuff up there, and I can, kind of float everybody till they find something. If it's not, if it's a few months, I can do that. Okay, Indian, how are you? Strange name, dude. They are both contractors for Mercedes. Yeah, I know, and that kind of, yeah. So it's they, of course, that's why we're looking at Centerville, because they work in Vance and live West Blockton. They live in West Blockton. My parents, my mom and dad, they're in their 70s, and they live down in Montevallo, so I'm about 20 miles from them if we move that way. You can't beat the dang price, Danny. That's dang good. At Toyota. What Toyota plant, Doc? I'm not familiar with their plants here in the U.S. That's not far. Mississippi. That's not bad at all. Yes, Doc. I do a lot of contract work up in Mississippi with a lot of the at the rocket places. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I do contracting work for Mercedes, Honda, and Hyundai. Vance, Lincoln, Alabama, and Montgomery, I think. Yeah, okay. We actually have a big contract with a Columbus plant to do Georgia Pacific. No, buddy. Honestly, I've never eaten them. I've never had one before in my life. I really don't eat them. I don't eat fast food, and never had a Red Bull or any of that kind of stuff either. I've heard good things about it, but I try not to eat that stuff. I mean, I'm sure it's good. I'll mention it to her. Absolutely. Because I can tolerate that drive. I mean, heck, past 2 days, I've driven 400 miles myself, I'm not opposed to that. I will mention it to her. All right, guys, we are at 47 minutes. So I'm going to leave you guys alone. Yes, Danny, we would get into trouble. I know what we would do. And it would involve like ATF stuff. Yes, because I bought some new books. Yes. But we can't mention those books. But guys, pretty much. We're gonna wrap it up. I try not to keep y'all too dang long, and I've been nattering on and on. I hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for coming by. Danny BC, Doc Falcon, Indian. I ain't gonna say the rest of your name, Indian, because it's a weird name. You might want to work on that. But hey, nothing but love. So, guys, thanks for coming by. I really appreciate it. I'll get that video out a little bit later about that heater and all the information on it. Can't freaking beat it. In a pinch, when you need something. Oh, Doc, thanks for putting up with me. Man, I appreciate it. But guys, I genuinely appreciate talking to you, and thank you for coming by. We got some more stuff going on. If they'll ever leave me alone at my damn real job, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on in the play world. That's not bad, because right now I'm doing an hour and 50 minutes to Huntsville from here in Adger, Alabama. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave y'all alone. Take care of you people. Hey, tell somebody about the channel. See if we can get it to grow a little bit. Oh, by the way, we hit 14,000 subscribers. Woohoo! I'm still broke. Y'all be careful. Where's the damn off button? There it is. I found it. Oh, thanks, Doc. You too, buddy. See you.